Nobody tells you this when you first start crocheting. Most beginners fail not because they're bad at it, but because they never learned how to actually follow a tutorial the right way. You sit down, you press play, the person on screen starts talking about yarn weights and hook sizes, and within 5 minutes, you're completely lost. You rewind, you pause, you rewind again, and eventually you just give up and tell yourself crochet isn't for you. But it is for you. You just needed someone to walk you through the part nobody talks about, how to actually watch and follow a crochet tutorial without losing your mind. That's exactly what we're doing today. By the end of this video, you'll know how to sit down with any crochet tutorial anywhere and actually follow it from start to finish. Let's start from the very beginning. Before you even press play on a tutorial, there's something you need to do that most beginners completely skip. And skipping this one step is the reason so many people get confused halfway through and quit. You need to watch the tutorial once before you even pick up your yarn and hook. I know that sounds annoying. You want to just get into it. But here's the thing, when you try to crochet and watch at the same time, your brain is trying to do two things at once. It's watching the screen, it's processing what the person is saying, and it's trying to get your hands to do the same thing. That's too much at once, especially when everything is brand new to you. So the first time, just watch. Don't touch anything. Just watch the whole thing, or at least the first big section. Let your brain absorb what's happening. Get familiar with the movements. Get used to the person's teaching style. Notice what tools they're using. By the time you go back and actually start crocheting along, things will feel so much less overwhelming because your brain has already seen it once. This single habit alone will save you hours of frustration, seriously. Now let's talk about what you actually need before you start any beginner tutorial. You need yarn, a crochet hook, and scissors. That's it, nothing fancy. For yarn, if you're a complete beginner, get something that's labeled as worsted weight. It'll usually say that right on the label. Worsted weight yarn is not too thick, not too thin. It's right in the middle, and it's the easiest to work with when you're just starting out. Also, choose a light color, white, cream, light gray, something where you can actually see your stitches clearly. Dark yarn is really hard to work with when you're a beginner because the stitches kind of disappear into each other and you can't tell what you're doing. For hooks, you want a 5mm hook. Most beginner tutorials will use a 5 or a 5.5mm hook, so that size will work for almost anything you try as a beginner. If you can, get one with a soft handle, the kind that has a rubber or cushioned grip. Your hand is gonna get tired when you're learning, and a softer handle makes a big difference. Now, one thing that trips up so many beginners is not understanding the language of crochet tutorials, because there is a language. There are abbreviations and terms that get thrown around, and if you don't know what they mean, the tutorial might as well be in another language. Let me break down the most common ones you'll hear. CH, that means chain. When someone says chain 10 or writes CH10, they want you to make 10 chain stitches. This is usually one of the first things you learn in crochet, and it's basically the starting point of most projects. CS, single crochet. This is the most basic stitch in crochet. Most beginner tutorials are built almost entirely on this one stitch. If you can do a single crochet, you can make so many things. DC, double crochet. This is a taller stitch. It creates a looser, stretchier fabric than single crochet. You'll see this in a lot of beginner patterns too. SL, slip stitch. This is used a lot to join pieces together or to move your hook to a different spot without adding height. ST or STS, stitch or stitches. UO, yarn over. This just means wrapping the yarn around your hook before doing the next step. SK, skip. So SK1ST means skip one stitch. Don't put your hook in that one, move to the next one. REP, repeat. So REP from asterisk to asterisk means you do that section again. These are the basics. Most tutorials you watch as a beginner will only use a few of these at a time. Once you know what these mean, following along becomes a lot easier because you're not stopping every 5 seconds to Google what something means. Okay, so now let's talk about actually following the tutorial while you crochet. Press play, do what the person does, then pause. That's the rhythm. Play, do it, pause. Play, do it, pause. Don't try to keep up with the video in real time. Nobody expects you to. Even people who've been crocheting for years pause and rewind tutorials. There's no shame in it. This isn't a race. The goal is just to get it right. Here's something important. When you pause, don't just pause and immediately look at your hook. Pause, then look at the screen and really notice what their hands look like. Where is the hook? How are they holding the yarn? What did the finished stitch look like when they were done? Take that image into your head, then look down at your own hands and try to recreate it. If something doesn't look right when you look at yours, rewind a few seconds and watch it again. Most tutorials, especially good ones, will show the movement more than once or from different angles. Take advantage of that. Now let's talk about tension, because this is something almost every beginner struggles with, and it's barely explained in most tutorials. Tension is just how tight or loose you're holding the yarn while you crochet. If you hold it too tight, your stitches will be really small and stiff, and your hook will struggle to get through them. If you hold it too loose, your stitches will be big and uneven, and your project will look messy. There's no perfect way to explain tension. It's something you feel as you practice. But a general rule is this: if you're struggling to push your hook through the previous stitch, you're too tight. Loosen your grip a little. If your stitches are all different sizes and nothing looks consistent, try holding the yarn a little firmer. It will take time to find your tension. That's completely normal. Your first few rows of any project will probably look uneven. That's fine. Keep going. By the middle of your project, things usually start to look much better because your hands are settling into a rhythm. Speaking of getting into a rhythm, one of the best things you can do as a beginner is practice just one stitch before jumping into a full project. Make a chain of about 15 or 20 chains. Then do single crochets all the way across. Then turn and do it again and again. Just keep going back and forth until the stitch starts to feel natural in your hands. This is called a swatch, and a lot of beginner guides will tell you to do this. It sounds boring, but it's genuinely one of the most helpful things you can do. You're basically training your hands to remember the movement without the pressure of trying to complete a real project at the same time. Once the stitch feels comfortable, like your hands just kind of know what to do, then go